Okay, everybody, welcome back to the Lechtech Musar podcast. We continue with the Pele Yoeitz. We are day 21 of Hachzik. We are on page 60 of the Pele Yoeitz in the art scroll. So, just like we discussed for the man, the general outline of what it means to be a good husband and the different situations he encounters and how he endures. So yesterday we began speaking about the general responsibilities of a virtuous wife, and now we're going to turn to advice for a woman who finds herself in a more difficult marriage. When we spoke about the husband, we said that he has to do whatever he can, and that he's going to be distant, he's not going to face Gehenim, and that Pele Yoeitz even suggests a husband should even daven lechatchila, he should be set up with a harsh, unforgiving wife, because in that case, if that's the situation, then he's not going to see Gehenim, if a person's so idealistic. And we said that he has to bear insults and never administer insults, and it sounded hard and difficult. That was for the husband, and now we turn to the wife and her obligations in this respect. Behold, a woman who has been given into the embrace of a God-fearing man should rejoice in her lot. And certainly, if she will merit to find both Torah and wealth in her husband, it is obvious that she will find it easier to respect him and love him with a powerful love. But it doesn't always happen. Sometimes it happens that she finds a husband who is rough in nature, has a harsh attitude. He's a person who is despised and isolated from other men and devoid of all good things. So what does lady do in that situation? We also spoke out earlier that everything is ordained, everything is supervised by Kadosh Baruch Hu. It's not something that went under or left the purview of a Kadosh Baruch Hu. So this lady, she can either say Hashem forgot, or obviously Hashem didn't forget, and Hashem put her in this situation. And what is she meant to do? What's the chizik? What's her avodas Hashem? So what she should do? Despite her sorry situation, she must stay the course and not let her respect for her husband waver at all. Or despise him in her heart because of his unrefined ways. Chas v'shalom. Rather, she must nevertheless be vigilant regarding his honor, for this is a wife's responsibility, whether her husband is a good man, or a sinner, or a lowly man, or an esteemed one. For the command of the king of the world is upon her, since all marriages are ordained by heaven. And what does she have regarding the hidden matters of the merciful one? Like we said before, everything is orchestrated, everything is preordained from Sheshet Mebreshis. So now she's stuck in this difficult situation. But nevertheless, she's not able to be pyrik her responsibility as a wife. For HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one who settles the solitary, and He is the one who arranges matches. And she should therefore find comfort and strength in the will of Hashem and do all that she's obligated to do for her husband despite his deficiencies. What can we compare this to? We can say the following mashal, the following parable, to a man whom the king desires to honor, and he appointed him as a viceroy, second to the throne. It is certain that the entire kingdom must pay covered and honor to this viceroy, even if he possesses flaws. Why? So too the same thing in marriage. Why do the people have to give him cover? Because the king said so. The king said, this is the second in command. This is the viceroy. Whether you like it or not, I'm the king. You do what I say. And be b'chavadim. Whether you understand, you like it or not. So says the Pele Yoeitz, Kena davar zeh. So too is the case over here. That Hashem desires her, the wife who's in this uncomfortable marriage with this harsh, non-well-midas, not well-mannered, unrefined person. Kadosh Baruch Hu wants her to honor her husband and treat him well. And just as the woman is careful with the three designated mitzvahs for ladies, nida, chala, and alakas aner, lighting Shabbos candles. Why? Because it's all what HaKadosh Baruch Hu said. Whether you understand it, it's not necessarily a ethical mitzvah, but it's just for Ratzon Hashem. So it says the Pele Yoeitz, Kein tizar b'chavoid baila ki chein tziva lamelech. She should likewise be vigilant with the honor of her husband, however difficult he is, for the king has commanded her to do so. So just like she understands that nida chala lokas aner, I'm not budging, I'm going to do it, of course, because these are the mitzvahs that Hashem gave me. So too, HaKadosh Baruch Hu also as mitzvah, he commanded me to do the same thing, to be mechabed my husband unwaveringly, despite the circumstances. And her reward will be ever greater when she perseveres in this, because her actions attest that she performs her duties for the sake of Shamayim. She's doing it lishma, and she's acting to uphold the decree of Melech Malachim Malachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chazal say, Chazal say there is no truly virtuous woman but the one who fulfills the wishes of her husband, which means the woman's duty is to provide her husband with what he needs to grow spiritually. The story over there with Bava ben Buta attests to this, how every woman should be moved by this story. Concerning the woman who wished to show honor to her husband, who ended up hitting Bava ben Buta on the head with some candles because she thought that her husband had commanded her to do this. And Bava ben Buta, even though he was the tzaddik that got hit, but he realized that he got hit by this lady because her husband commanded her, because she thought that her husband commanded to do so, and therefore Bava ben Buta gave this lady a bracha that she should be zeicha to meritorious, virtuous children, because she was being mekayim ritzayin baila, even though she didn't understand it, even though it didn't make sense. But for that in itself, she got the bracha of this big tzaddik. And from here we see that no matter what, a lady should strive and always be committed to adhering and fulfilling the ratzon of her husband, as long as it's obviously within line of Avodas Hashem, of Yireh Shamayim, and the Torah.